Hey guys, what's going on? Doing the weekly Bullseye trades review. So, in case you haven't seen this yet, you can go to this article. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can come and check out my full review of Bullseye trades. The most important part, well, there's a couple of important parts. The first one is I did an interview with Jeff Bishop here. That's really useful to get some insight into his thought process behind these trades. But the other thing that I particularly enjoy doing is keeping a full list of the trades in the service for 2022. A lot of these services don't do the best job in keeping up to date with the particular trades and keeping a log and everything, so I'm kind of taking it upon myself to work on that over the whole of this year. And you can go through and see the different trades. I put all the contracts so you can go and back test them and everything. I also put links to videos like the one I'm doing now to go and check out my video analysis of what happened, kind of like a post-match analysis type thing. And so this is extensive. You can see there's a lot of different videos all the way back through to January of this year. So almost a full year of results to talk about. And you'll see pretty quickly that these are very positive. Like, there's a lot of times that people are making money on these. Something like an 80% win rate. Some of the winners are pretty big as well. Obviously, it depends how you play them, and that's kind of why I do some of these videos, to try and help myself stay on track, but also to help new people to the service to try and figure out like something they might be able to do to help improve their success with the service. So it's one trade a week, comes out on Monday mornings. It's a nice little report from Jeff Bishop, and I'll bring one up somewhere here. So it comes out via email, but it's also in the Raging Bull dashboard under Bullseye Trades weekly updates. So you can find it there, usually around the market open-ish, around this time. And so I wanted to walk through this last week's trade, like I do every week. This one was NUGT, NUGT. So the email always starts with a little recap of what happened the week before, and I had a video on this, CELH. It was quite the exciting roller coaster. Ended up working out really well in the end, though. So that was an interesting thing. So you might want to go and check out the video I did on CELH. It's probably one of the hardest trades from Bullseye for a while. It was pretty crazy. Anyway, here's the email that was sent out on Monday. So we've had 5 days now, and it's Saturday at the moment, so this trade just closed yesterday. There shouldn't really be anybody else in it, but there sometimes are. Sometimes people hold these things a little bit longer. Anyway, so you can see Jeff's sort of sector thesis at the moment is miners. So this is a great looking reversible trend that is good macroeconomic reason to continue. If I like miners, then GDX is usually my go-to trade. If I want to add some extra leverage to that trade, then I go with NUGT, which is my trade idea for this week. So as usual, he does at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So like a live stream that's recorded and saved in the dashboard as well if you want to listen to that maybe like later on in the day if you can't attend the live. So check your dashboard if you're new to the service in there as well. So here's some of his sort of thesis for the trade. The miners made a significant bottom over the last 3 months. They're just now breaking above the recent range and closing in on the 200-day moving average. Most traders completely gave up on gold and commodities in general over the summer. These stocks are up quite a bit already from the lows, but I still think they have room to go. If I'm wrong, I'm looking to close below 30, which has been recent support. If things go my way, then NUGT has ranged to 38, then near 42. Yeah, so pretty simple on the face of it. I like how he highlights the actual trade details. So as usual, what I did is I waited and put in an order much lower than this 280. Sometimes that pays off, sometimes you miss a trade. In this case, it really did pay off a lot to hold off. So like always, when the market opens, like Jeff has been working on this most of the weekend and pre-market, but you never quite know what's going to happen when the market opens, so you got to be a little bit careful with these guidelines. And if you learn from Jeff in his 11 a.m. Eastern time live streams on the service, you'll see that he actually talks about this too, and he says, look, just because I'm saying near this doesn't mean that if it goes straight down, I'm immediately going to buy it. I have to wait and see like what the price action's like. Is it bottoming? Is it hitting support? All this kind of stuff. He uses the Keltner channels as one part of it. Like, not just to jump in at 280 as soon as you see it. You can do that, but it's not been the best way I've found to play these. He seems to be an advocate of bottom hunting almost, so I tend to try and get at least 10, 20, 30% less than his actual buy price here, and that protects me on the downside, but it also gives me more upside. But then it all goes down down the toilet when I try and play it. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. So anyway, these were the contracts. December 16 nugget, $32 calls near 280. So let's look at the chart. This is Monday on the left here, so this is when the call came out, and a lot of people I think were freaking out because we suddenly had this steep sell-off down from 33 to 30, 31ish. So I held off. I was actually using the GPS on this day. That's what these red down arrows are. And because it kept firing these down signals, I actually just kept holding off and holding off. I was tempted to buy here, but then we started to fire to the downside again. Sure enough, continue down. So ended up buying near the end of the day down here. And my thesis here was, well, usually if we see a sell-off on the Monday, we'll see a correction. The market was actually fairly strong on Monday, so this didn't make a lot of sense to me. So I was thinking, nah, it's probably just a weird sell-off, probably nothing too much to worry about. But my thought process here was also close beneath 30 was actually not too far away. It's down here. So I'm liking that risk reward, right? You've getting in at a really good price. I got in at 187 instead of 280 on the contracts. So my entry was great, I felt like, down here, knowing that if we were probably not going to close beneath the 30 stop that Jeff had set. So it was a good entry. I was really happy with my entry. Unfortunately, we gapped up, which is good, right? We gapped up to here and I took profits almost immediately. I think only about 40% profit. So I was really happy with myself, right? I thought I'd got a good entry. I was happy with my entry. Took my exit, 40%, move on. Unfortunately, though, as you zoom out, you start to see what happened for the rest of the week. It just kept going up and up and up, all the way up to almost 38 here at the peak. So it really made this little move look like nothing. And this was a 40% gain for me. However, I don't regret it. I think taking a quick trade overnight in these markets and getting 40% is all you can really hope for, right? I mean, it's fantastic. But I know a lot of people that held this and just rode it all the way up to here somewhere, which was pretty amazing. So overall, the trade worked really nicely this week. I think people got a little bit frightened at the sell-off, and you can see that reflected in some of the comments. This guy bought in at 280 on Monday AM, then watched it drop, got sad, but held out and sold for 615. So that was yesterday. So the contracts went from 187 at the end of Monday to over 6 by the time David Engel sold on Friday, just yesterday. So people are starting to realize, I think more and more people are realizing that Nugget behaved a bit like CELH the week before, that you got to be patient and be very, very careful with your entries and exits. I'm pretty good with the entries, I think, but I'm pretty bad at the exits. I need to start scaling out more for my exits rather than just going 40%, great, I'm taking it all, because I nearly always every week leave stuff on the table. This went up double or triple, I think, this week, so it's pretty amazing. Yeah, so a lot of people loving the service again still. There's like no negative comments, really. Some people were just buying the stock, and because the stock went up 10%, they were making money just on the stock, right? So the stock itself went from 31 to nearly 38. So even people that were buying the stock were making good returns this week on it. So it's pretty good. And so yeah, it was another good Bullseye trades week. I'll keep this article updated and put in this latest winner. I'm not sure what percentage was the maximum, but I'll put in what I made and what the total was. One thing to point out is this offer that I got given by Raging Bull to give to subscribers was really phenomenal, and it looks like it's still open. So get this, you can get the service for $99 a year, which is 75% off the usual price, which is $99 a quarter. So it's pretty amazing, right? You can get these trades for $100, just under $100 a year. It looks like there's only a day or so left on the countdown timer at the top here, but they haven't switched this deal off yet, so I would jump on this if I was you. For $100 a year, it's absolutely insane value. So it's really good. Alright, well, I'll talk to you guys soon. Hopefully that was helpful, and looking forward to doing my next video.